I know, you're probably rolling your eyes at another Blake Lively drama. But hold up. This time, it's Gigi Hadid dropping bombshell, and it was live on air.
Maybe Gigi Hadid didn't want her to show up.
After Taylor Swift basically ghosted her, Gigi just decided to drop some truth bombs that Blake wasn't ready for. And no, she didn't even have to speak a word. It's just, what she did was bad enough to make poor Blake wish she'd stayed home in the first place. So here's the tea, my friends. Gigi Hadid and Blake Lively, yeah, they used to be inseparable.
In New York, the day after this event took place, one of Blake's besties had a 30th birthday, Gigi Hadid.
They were basically the definition of friendship goals, always seen together. Red carpets, brunches, social media posts that screamed, BFFs forever. But guess what? That picture-perfect duo is starting to crumble, and it's not subtle at all. Blake didn't even bother showing up to Gigi's 30th birthday. Let's think about this for a second. Gigi Hadid, the supermodel, the queen of the fashion world, having a massive milestone birthday with a guest list full of A-listers. And where's Blake? Not there.
Guess who wasn't there? One of her BFFs, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if she was invited or not, but I think it's weird that you don't show up in one of your best friend's 30th birthday party.
Could it be a coincidence? Sure. Or could it be that Gigi's finally had enough of Blake's nonsense? I mean, Gigi's been quiet about cutting ties with people before, like Taylor Swift, and she's no stranger to ditching toxic friendships. So maybe Blake's got one less person on her perfect Hollywood friend list.
So it's not that you don't want to be out and seen out in public because she did go to that event the day before. I think, maybe Gigi Hadid didn't want her to show up.
And let's be real. When Blake didn't show up, it wasn't just a whoops, I forgot moment. This was a big deal. Gigi's birthday was the event, and Blake's absence was loud. We all know Blake's been wrapped up in legal messes, drama with Justin Baldoni, and let's not forget the media circus she's been dragging around.
Because both her and Bradley Cooper is probably waiting to be subpoenaed.
Maybe people like Gigi, who once supported her, are starting to see Blake for what she really is.
I think Gigi Hadid does not want to be seen at all with her friend Blake Lively or her ex-friend.
As her world unravels, people are slowly starting to slip away. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before more people follow Gigi's lead. Who wants to stick around when someone's on a public meltdown tour? And now, let's dive into the disaster that is Blake and Ryan's relationship. So, after Gigi's birthday snub, what does Blake and Ryan do? Oh, they really went for it with the PDA, overdoing it like their lives depended on it. They're in Wales, holding hands, kissing, looking like they just stepped out of a rom-com. It was so over the top, it was painful to watch. They were practically begging the world to believe they were still the perfect couple. But guess what? The harder they tried to convince everyone, the more obvious it became that something was seriously wrong. It's like the universe gave them a standing ovation for their desperate attempt to control the narrative.
Everyone's like, what are they trying to prove? It seems so desperate to show that, look, we're so in love, and we want to show the world how unaffected we are.
Their cringy public display was an act. No one needed it, but they sure thought it would make everyone forget about the growing storm around them. Here's the kicker. The more they showed off their perfect life, the more they exposed how messed up everything really was. It's like they were trying to sell us this beautiful picture of their relationship. But we all know that when you have to prove how perfect you are, you're usually far from it. They didn't just fail to convince the public, they failed themselves.
The thing is, the more she shows how happy she is and that she moved on from all of this and that she is out celebrating life, the worse it is for her lawsuit.
And guess what? Their desperate need for validation didn't make their problems go away. It just made them worse. The more they screamed, "We're fine," the louder it echoed how much they were falling apart. The world saw it. And now Blake and Ryan's clumsy efforts to salvage their image are just adding fuel to the fire. It's all crumbling, and the worse they act, the more people notice. When you're really unaffected by the noise, you don't need to shout about it. You just let things be. But for Blake and Ryan, every desperate attempt to stay in the spotlight just made their situation messier. The cracks? Yeah, they're showing. And no matter how hard they try to patch them up, it's too late.
That she's been lying, she's abusing the justice system.
And our role is to be the humanities guide to trusted journalism. And so we're the storytellers. We've been telling stories for 100 years.
And how can we forget Selena Gomez's past warning about Blake Lively that is resurfacing, and it's casting a long shadow over the ongoing drama.
Also, another celebrity coming out against Blake. According to Daily Mail, Selena Gomez, who is really good friends with Taylor Swift, had warned Taylor Swift about Blake Lively years ago.
Allegedly, Selena told Taylor Swift to steer clear of Blake due to her manipulative and toxic behavior. This isn't just idle gossip, it's a calculated warning from someone who's been on the inside, seen the real Blake, and knew exactly what she was dealing with. And now, as Blake continues to embroil Taylor Swift in her own messy legal battles, Selena's cautionary advice appears more relevant than ever.
Yeah, apparently Selena Gomez found it odd that Taylor Swift is the godmother of all of Blake Lively's children.
Selena's warning came at a time when Blake and Taylor were growing closer. And yet, Selena saw something that others may have overlooked. While Taylor Swift is known for her tight-knit group of friends, her squad, Selena, ever the observer, was reportedly not impressed by Blake's attempts to join the inner circle.
And of course, now that we know what happened, what she dragged Taylor Swift into this, Selena Gomez is like, yeah, Taylor, I told you so. Stay away from Blake. Anyways, I don't know if this is based on rumors or whatever it is, but it's interesting to see now how so many people...
Selena, knowing the pressures of the Hollywood machine and the toxic tendencies that come with fame, saw red flags that others might have missed. Fast forward to 2025 and Selena's warning seems prophetic. Taylor has slowly distanced herself from Blake, refusing to get pulled into the whirlwind of Blake's legal mess. Was this distancing driven by Blake's recent behavior, or was it Selena's warning all along that Taylor has finally started to take it seriously?
I should be there. I need to shine right now. I don't know what that means. Is that something that he trained her in thinking before she was going to have this speech, that's like what she should be thinking? Because he can't say, I should be there, I should shine right now.
Blake's involvement in a drawn-out legal battle with Justin Baldoni has added layers of complexity to her public image. As her relationship with Ryan Reynolds has come under scrutiny, it seems Blake has not shied away from using her high-profile friendships for leverage. By associating herself with A-listers like Taylor Swift, she hoped to maintain a pristine image, but it now appears that her motives might be far more calculated.
Blake said to him, "Kiss me one more time." And that's when we see them kiss each other, and then she gets up and have the speech. I didn't make much of this.
Selena, who has always kept her circle tight and her relationships private, was right to warn Taylor. Blake's public persona, at least the one she projects, seems to be a carefully constructed facade. Behind it, there are accusations of manipulation, and Blake's continuous involvement in her legal battles, including pulling Taylor into it, has only confirmed that she might be using these friendships to distract from her own mess.
Ryan Reynolds reacting to Blake Lively's speech, where she alluded to Justin Baldoni's legal battle. So surprising that People magazine choose this headline, and then the quote that they're basing this article on is, "I'm incredibly in awe of my wife in many ways."
The hypocrisy is glaring. Blake's ability to use her connections for credibility is becoming increasingly obvious. By keeping Taylor and other powerful names in her corner, she tries to paint a picture of an innocent party in all of this drama. But what's happening behind closed doors paints a different picture. One of a woman who's willing to manipulate the media, the legal system, and even her own friendships for personal gain. Blake and Ryan's involvement in this skit has not only raised questions about their parenting choices, but has also shown a disturbing lack of accountability. Ryan's quick defense of the skit, paired with Blake's tacit approval, reveals a troubling disregard for the well-being of their child. in favor of maintaining their public image and career. When you criticize others for their behavior, like Ryan has done with Justin Baldoni, while simultaneously engaging in behavior that is just as questionable, it comes across as hypocritical and irresponsible. To make matters worse, they didn't just allow this behavior to slide, they turned it into a public spectacle. By continuing to defend it, they've minimized the seriousness of the situation and set a poor example for their daughter. The question isn't just about whether this is bad behavior, it's about the bigger picture of what Blake and Ryan are willing to do in order to maintain their celebrity status. This controversy raises more questions than answers, and it only adds to the growing list of questionable decisions made by the couple in recent years. Do you think Gigi Hadid is finally distancing herself from Blake Lively for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.